Joining us now is Eric Young of the FTN Network and co-host of Dangle Bet Selly. Eric, we've been talking a ton about the Lightning and the Leafs. Game 5 tonight, obviously a massive game for the Leafs. As everyone knows, they need to exercise demons, yada, yada, yada. Do you believe that they can actually get it done tonight, or are we going to see them going back to Tampa?
Yeah, I do believe. I mean, the reality is this: if they play like they played in the third period of last game, they can beat any team in the NHL. The problem is the first and second period. I mean, the reality is the last two games they've been completely outplayed, and they've won both. So, I mean, for me, that's going to be a huge confidence builder for the team, saying, they're never really out of it. They can win any game, even games that they don't show up for the first and second period. Samsonov has been very good. I think Matthew Nyes has been a revelation. He's a child, right? He can't come to the United States and buy a beer at Applebee's. So it's interesting seeing a guy jump into the lineup like that and play as well as he has. I've been drawn to him, and he's been very noticeable every time he's on the ice, which is wild, right? I mean, he just got done playing college hockey, has never played a shift in the NHL, and here he is. In my opinion, has been one of, if not the most consistent Leaf, other than Ilya Samsonov.
Yeah, and playing big moments. I think the last game he played more minutes than Ryan O'Reilly on the ice for
Yeah.
overtime goals, game tying goals. According to practice lines, he's on a line, the second line at the moment, with Tavares and Marner. What are your thoughts on Keefe bumping him up to the second line?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good coaching. Like if you're paying attention, and I promise you, I'm paying attention because I'm unemployed and have nothing else to do, and I'm totally obsessed with the NHL. He, like I said, in my opinion, he's been one of, if not their most consistent forwards, and making the right decisions. He's taken a couple of bad penalties, but it's going to happen in the playoffs. It's inevitable. If he can limit those mistakes, like he could go on a very, very important run for the Maple Leafs here.
Eric, when you look at this Maple Leafs team compared to the ones of years previous that we've seen a whole bunch of playoff failures happen to, what's the biggest difference you see from this year to years previous?
How the lineup is constructed, right? There's depth up and down for all four lines. I live in Nashville. I'm a huge Nashville Predators fan, and I love Carl Jarnkrok. I've got both a Predators and a Maple Leafs Jarnkrok jersey because, as I referenced earlier, I'm a complete psychopath. He's been awesome. The additions of Achari and Lafferty and Zach Aston Reese, and most importantly, Ryan O'Reilly. I don't think it can be said enough what a player like that does, what leadership does like that, what calming kind of presence that does. And the reality is he's done it. He's won a Conn Smythe, he's won a Stanley Cup, and he's a really, really complete player, big guy, good all over the ice, good in every situation. And having a guy like that you can put on the ice to kind of give you whatever you need, that huge block at the end of the game. If you've ever been hit with a puck, I mean, I don't know how some of these guys continue to play. I get hit with pucks in beer league where guys are flipping shots at me like 5-year-olds, and it still hurts. So, yeah, I think O'Reilly, will look back and be like, that will be the most important addition this season, and maybe in the last decade for the Maple Leafs.
I believe it's for games like tonight, game 5, series clinching games, is the reason why Kyle Dubas decided to bring Ryan O'Reilly. You want to bring that experience for sure, but you're bringing in a Conn Smythe winner, as you mentioned. I mean, if tonight's not the game he proves himself, it's going to be difficult, I think, for the Leafs to win this series, let alone this game tonight. So what's your prediction? I hate to put you on the spot, but in terms of this Leaf game, what do you think is going to happen?
I think they win it tonight, and I mean, I'm not going to say they win it handedly because they're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, but I have a gut feeling that they're going to show up. I think they'll score first, and I think that they're going to score often tonight. I think they've figured out something with Vasilevsky. I don't think we've seen in the last 5 years a team score with this kind of regularity on Vasilevsky, and it's no slight on him. Like, look, I mean, I think we've all thought that maybe he wasn't human. But I think this series and the Maple Leafs are proving that he is indeed human and can be scored on. And I'm here for it. I've been a Maple Leafs fan since I was a little kid, and They've never made it easy, and I'm ready for the second round.
Ready for the second round.
Hell yeah, man.
Love the confidence. Let's go to the other series in the Eastern Conference. The New Jersey Devils were left for dead after they went down 0-2 to the New York Rangers, came back to MSG, won 2 straight games. Jack Hughes has been a revelation. Who takes it tonight in Game 5 in this series? And what are some of the biggest takeaways you've noticed from the Devils and the Rangers?
Yeah, I love this series too. I've got this kind of 4 or 5 year tradition where I drink heavily and then I make future bets on who's going to win and play for the Stanley Cup. There's some doozies in there. Calgary Flames were in the mix this year for me. But things I'm really proud of. LA Kings is something that I was all over at the start of the year, and New Jersey Devils was another team I was all over at the start of the year. You're right. I mean, completely left for dead, and that would be me included. The Rangers looked like a complete juggernaut. They, scoring at will, scoring power play goals like it's no big deal. Chris Kreider setting records as the most points for a Ranger in the playoffs of all time, which kind of floored me. I would have never guessed that. He's been a great player, but I would have never guessed that. But and now it's kind of sputtering. So the series is even. I think that the Rangers win tonight. I think the Stars, Panarin, Kane, and I think most importantly, Zibanejad. Zibanejad's been a ghost, and I would say he's probably been their most consistent and best player for the entire season. You can look at his stats and see like he had an unbelievable year. He was the guy that made the power play go. He was the guy that made the first line go, and we haven't seen him do much of anything. So I got a feeling he's going to show up in a big way tonight. Jack Hughes might be my favorite player to watch in the NHL. It's crazy. It's Kane in his prime, but with a better shot. He's little, but he's just impossible to hit, impossible to get your hands on. So slippery, so smart, crazy vision. The New Jersey Devils are going to be good for years, and I think that the Rangers are going to be good for years. And the NHL is better when those two teams are good. They're a stone's throw from each other. They ride trains back and forth to these games, and the fan bases hate each other. And sign me up, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great series. It's so strange that a home team really hasn't won in that series yet.
It's wild.
It's wild. There's still so much to go. Transitioning to Vegas and Winnipeg, man. I don't know if you feel the same way as I do, but I feel so much for the Winnipeg Jets. I mean, no Scheifele, Morrissey's now out. Ehlers is a game time decision. Is there any way back for this team?
I mean, it's the NHL. I mean, there's always a way back. Missing Morrissey, I think he's proven this year that he is undoubtedly, other than maybe Hellebuck, their most important player. An unbelievable year, a career year. I would say that, guys like Neil Pionk and a couple of the other guys on the defense have stepped up. Nate Schmidt have been playing their hearts out, but the reality is they're just not the level of player that Josh Morrissey is. Obviously, Scheifele is a huge hit for them. And I would say Kyle Connor not really getting on the score sheet is crippling for them. That's the guy that they have to count on again. Me and Chris Meany on our FDN show, Dango Betzelli, we call it's a Kyle Connor show. I bet on him to score every night he plays, and more often than not, I'm in the win column there. But he's been kind of invisible. Pierre-Luc Dubois has been what he is in the playoffs every year. He just turns into an absolute animal. But I think that they're cooked, and because of the depth, and it's a cool story. Lowry scoring a bunch, this huge body, and pretty good hands and pretty good skater for his size. It's been a really cool story. But I think the Vegas Golden Knights are just too deep, and players like Amadio and these not household names showing up and scoring. It seems like every night. And Mark Stone, you're like, how does he have back surgery 6 weeks ago and he's going to play in a playoff game? And the first game, I was like, well, that's how he's going to play. He's going to be crippled on the ice. And then, game 2, he scores, legendary celebration. Like, I could watch him score goals and celebrate all day long. It's just pure joy. I'm not happy about anything in my life like that. He's done it. He's done it hundreds of times. Like I just want to bottle that up and drink it. But yeah, I think Vegas wins tonight, and I believe that they handle the Winnipeg Jets in pretty quick order.
Yeah, and 2 great home crowds too in that series as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric, before we let you go, do you have any bets you want to leave us with before we get you out of here?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm as I said before, I'm a crazy person. So also in the gambling world, I'm a crazy person, and I
Yeah.
bet on goal scoring, which is look at I don't do as I do, but do as I say. And Austin Matthews, I believe scores tonight. He showed up in a huge way in the last game and the game before that. I mean, no secret, he's all over the puck. He's all over. In every play he's involved, and he's setting the pace for the Maple Leafs as he should. So I like him to score. I like Hughes to score. Like I said, I think Zibanejad gets on the board. Eichel continues to score. Kyle Connor, I believe, will get on the board here tonight as well. And I'm going to say that Matthew Nyes is going to score his first goal tonight.
Wow.
Jumping up the lineup, playing in that second line with Tavares and Marner. Anybody that plays with Marner automatically becomes a better hockey player. I think he's a top 5 player in the NHL because of his versatility and his level of play in every aspect of the game. It doesn't even make sense to be that good at anything. But here we are witnessing it firsthand.
Matthew Nice's score. Leafs fans would go bananas. That and added with a win, that's a perfect night for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Remember, I said it here, boys.
I will. We will clip this
tonight.
We'll definitely clip this. Eric Young, FTN Network. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it, guys.